Hello and welcome to Keep the Channel on Love. I'm Nereida and I have a tarot message for this full moon in Scorpio energy. This is a collective message, so it may not resonate with everybody, and every single aspect might not be exactly how your situation is playing out. So I ask that you just take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. Don't make anything fit. Sometimes I say, you kind of fill in the blanks. So I'm gonna open with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle cards. Let's attune them to this collective. Let's drop in together for a few minutes. Connect to the spirit guides, healing guides, channeling guides, and any benevolent beings that would like to come through in this reading. You are very welcome here now. And this is, again, a collective reading for the full moon in Scorpio today, Monday, May 12th. Okay, we're going to channel some energy, see what messages want to come through for this full moon. I do also post on TikTok, so if you want another reading, there's one from this morning on there as well. And I'm the same, Keep the Channel on Love. Okay, wow. So that was too many cards. One card, please, from the animal spirit for this collective. Let's see what energy we're working with in this collective today for this full moon in Scorpio. Getting too many cards. I think I'm going to take this one that's sticking out. Deer medicine, deer energy. Very different from the other collective. Well, we'll see. They might converge at some point. That happens. This morning's card was the snake. So again, you can go over to TikTok and check out that reading as well. What are you, dear? Okay. Pretty loving, intuitive, graceful, the mother. The deer represents the feminine aspects of earth energy. This energy is available to all creatures regardless of gender, but is especially potent in new parents. During the first few days, they are fully present, nurturing, and calm. Their inner beauty radiates, and a sense of grace calms the room. A deer personality affects others in this way, drawing them toward a quiet tenderness. The deer card may appear when a birth or celebration of new life draws near, or when a situation calls for absolute gentleness and compassion. When in balance, receptive, compassionate, and nurturing. When out of balance, concerned and protective. To bring into balance nature and children. That's really beautiful, and I've said this before, but I work with a lot of prenatal and postpartum women, so I do have a few people that will be celebrating their baby's earthside landing very soon. Let's see. Parents, energy, full moon in Scorpio energy, deer, a situation that calls for compassion and kindness and softness. Very interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's get into it. Let's get into the tarot now. What cards do we have here? The Two of Cups. No, that is, you see, I told you. Somehow they end up converging. I mean, in the other reading today on TikTok, the first card that popped up was also the Two of Cups from a completely other, well, yeah, from another deck, completely. Okay, so Two of Cups and King of Swords. I'm just going to open up with this energy. Let's talk about it. The Two of Cups is very much an energy of a union. It's a two energies unifying. It could also represent a Kundalini awakening. It could represent your inner masculine and feminine rising up that channel and sparking some kind of creative, something to be created, sparking an energy of creativity, creating something together. There's also an energy of healing, love that heals the heart with the Two of Cups. Okay, it's very, when we're talking about it being between two people, right? Two energies coming together. It's very healing energy. It's harmonious. It's very loving and kind, like the deer energy. Okay. It's very soulmatey. Okay. So it doesn't mean that things are always super easy, but somehow there's a flow there with the Two of Cups. There's a giving and receiving, like it's reciprocal. Okay. The King of Swords showing up here could be a person with the qualities of the King of Swords. Either you are that person or you're dealing with somebody with the qualities of the King of Swords, which could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It could be somebody that's very intellectual, good with their communication, likes to communicate, likes to talk, okay? They like to do a lot of things. They can be very, their energy can quickly move from thing to thing because they just have that like very, I don't know, depending on what other placements they have on their chart, if we're talking about a person. But in this specific King of Swords, it's very, you know, it could also be about about communication, okay? This could also indicate that you need to communicate something. There's something, King of Swords, you're thinking about something and you know that you need to take action and communicate it, because that's another quality of the King of Swords. They have ideas, but they don't just stay ideas, you know, like the Page of Swords, for example, or the Knight of Swords. The King of Swords now has developed the ability to take those ideas, to take those thoughts, to take the communication and actually take action with it, okay? So there could be some kind of communication. There could be some kind of communication within this relationship where kindness and compassion is called for with the deer energy. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is a new cycle, okay? This is very much the completion of one cycle and the beginning of another. And always depending on how that Wheel of Fortune lands, depending on, you know, on the circumstances, I guess. I don't know, is that the word that I wanted to use? That it can be favorable or unfavorable. Thankfully, it landed face up, right under the deer. So I feel like what Spirit is saying here to us is that it's very important how you communicate today. Full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio energy is very deep, but not very communicative, you know? Scorpio energy is, this is so funny. Okay, I got distracted because I was like shuffling, but it's very, it's very deep, but they don't really share too much. They're very secretive, okay? So full moon in Scorpio, I feel like within a relationship, there is a conversation, there's some communication that's going to be very important in this union. And kindness and patience and communication is going to be an important factor. It could actually be about like somebody telling someone like, hey, you know, oh my God, that's trippy. Very specific, but it might fit for some people here. But you might have to have a conversation about like, being a parent, wanting to be a parent, becoming a parent, you know. With the deer, remember it said, this energy is available to all creatures, regardless of gender, but it is especially potent in new parents. It's that very, so I feel like this communication is going to be very important to treat it like a baby, a newborn baby. This conversation has to be treated very gently. That's very important. And the King of Swords sometimes is not very gentle, you know, it's very logical and actually intellectual. And so sometimes it's very dry, cold, you know, like, and a Two of Cups energy really calls for that really loving, soft with the deer. Yeah, it's interesting, very interesting energy that I'm picking up. And that Wheel of Fortune, well, again, where will it land, you know? I'm assuming that the deer is here to guide you in this energy and helping that Wheel of Fortune land in a favorable, you know, I don't know why I'm shuffling, in a favorable way, because I think that this Two of Cups, I'm being shown the Five of Wands in reverse. And I want to kind of show you what it looks like here. If it was upright, you know, the beings would be in the light with this Five of Wands, but in the upside down, which is how it was shown to me right now, the shadow, it kind of is what is, again, Scorpio energy, you know? It's really interesting because in this Two of Cups too, they're very like two shadow figures, which is not very, it's not very common for a Two of Cups energy. But what I'm being told is that sometimes the communication within this Two of Cups energy leans more into shadow. So you guys probably reflect your shadows to each other a lot. And that's why that deer energy is here to, like, you know, guide you into being more present, to being present with your like higher self, so that this communication helps to get you into this Ten of Pentacles energy, which was the last card that I got a little bit distracted by because it also popped up in this morning's reading. So I do feel like this is, you know, a conversation that will kind of put you in the direction of where you want to be. Like, it's a conversation about what you want in your life, how you want to live your life, your ultimate, you know, goal, I guess you could say, your intention for life. The Ten of Pentacles is said to be the last card in the Fool's Journey. That's the last stop in the tarot, in the whole tarot, before it starts the cycle again. So it's very much about, like, you know, the fulfillment of, like, the dream of this lifetime. What is the dream of your lifetime, you know? And you're having a conversation like this, perhaps, whether it's with yourself, Two of Cups, that union of feminine and masculine energy. And I feel like I'm really feeling like for some of this collective, it is just about yourself, you coming into that, like, parenting yourself energy. Okay, parenting yourself and being nurturing and caring with yourself and being honest about what you want and what you're worthy of. Ten of Pentacles. What do you need to shift in order for that wheel to turn, you know, and put you in the direction of that Ten of Pentacles? And what else about this, Spirit? And if it's with the other, if it's with someone outside of you, Page of Cups, which it probably is with the Page of Cups that just popped up here. This is really interesting to see how they're both in this Ten of Pentacles and in this Page of Cups. There is people sitting in, like, a meditative state and, like, being, they're rising up. Two, you know, different cards, different energies, but, you know, I'm always paying attention to all of the artistry as well. It tells me a story, you know? And I feel like with the Page of Cups, there is another involved here. The Page of Cups is a message, a loving message, a loving offering. It could be you know, within the conversation, someone offering up their vulnerability about what they really want, you know? I don't think that we have such good direction in life on how to communicate, you know? And so I really feel like, so if it's with the other, this conversation is really leading to that, like, well, what do you want? You know, where do you see yourself in 10 years? You know, where do you see yourself within a relationship? What kind of relationship do you want? Being very honest with yourself and being very honest with the other as well. What else about this energy, Spirit? So again, full moon, going back to that full moon. Wow. Yeah, let's go back to that full moon, because King of Pentacles just popped up, okay? But what I wanted to say about the full moon is that it's illuminating. It's illuminating, and especially with this full moon illuminating Scorpio, it's going to illuminate feelings. Scorpio's not very good at, we talked about that. Scorpio's not very good about communicating exactly what they're feeling. It's just so deep sometimes, you know, they're water sign. It's so deep and intense passion, okay? Sometimes I always say it's like they're the fire sign of the water signs. They're like fire on the water, you know? Think about it, okay? So there is, it's intense. But with this King of Pentacles, I think there is some energy of like someone really wanting to invest in the future, invest in themselves, invest in someone, invest in a relationship, like solid, okay? King of Pentacles is solid. Solid and generous. We love a generous King of Pentacles. Generous with their energy, generous with their resources, generous with their heart. They're generous, King of Pentacles, okay? And they are very resourced. And you know, it's not just, you know, money, although it is, Pentacles is money and resources, but it could also be very spiritual energy, like spiritual abundance, you know? It's an abundance of energy. It's in a place to really be able to give from a full cup, you know, even though it's not the King of Cups, but King of Pentacles, it's a different kind of cup, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it is a solid commitment. It is commitment, it's investment, okay? And when you're in a relationship, you're gonna probably wanna be invested, you know, especially if it's for the long term. Okay. What else about this? Anything else, Spirit, from the tarot? Wow. Okay. 2 cards wanted to pop up. All right, interesting. Oh, look at this. Ah, there she is, baby. There she is. She said, it's me. I'm doing this. You can go ahead and blame me for this one, darling. The moon. Okay. So yes, something is being revealed here, okay? Something is very much being revealed. There is an ascension of energy. There's just something a-brewing, you know? Well, you know, the witches do be brewing right around that full moon, don't they? So, 4 Wands. That's what this reading is brewing. 4 of Wands, commitment, foundation. I literally just said that. There she is. With, wait, is that Jupiter? I feel like that's Jupiter. I just want to confirm really quick. Let's see. Because Jupiter is the planet of abundance, okay? And so just to confirm that this King of Pentacles energy is really about commitment, 4 of Wands. Oh, Venus in Aries. That's Venus. Okay. I was wrong. Venus in Aries. Is it Venus in Aries now? Oh, I wish I knew that, but go look it up. I think Venus might be in Aries, or it was just in Aries actually. And it was meant to really give energy to be able to like assert what you want in relationship, okay? So maybe someone here in this conversation is finally finding the words, the energy. It's finally being revealed to them actually with this full moon. Like, oh my God, what I want in this Two of Cups, I feel a soulmate relationship here. I feel like a reciprocal energy. I feel them and I love them. And I want to be in this Ten of Pentacles with this person. I want to commit. I want to make that offering. Like, I'm clear that this is what I am meant to do. I'm clear that I'm meant to assert what I want in my relationships and begin to make the choices that affirm that assert that, you know, keeping the boundaries that you need in order to really contain the energy of what you want to see in your life. What do you want to create? Because we can say we want something, but then we're doing, you know, other things. So this is a lot about getting really clear about the moon illuminating what's deep in that scorpionic shadow about feelings. What are you feeling? And what are you not saying about those feelings? What are you, with that King of Swords, what are you not saying? What can you not articulate about the feelings that you're feeling? The moon is coming in to illuminate that and to help us see a little bit more clearly, okay? See and feel a little more clearly. Let's see. Let's see about, maybe we can get a little bit, just a little peekaboo into the heart's hidden secrets that are being revealed. What are these Two of Cups? What's being revealed about these Two of Cups? Remembering back to the the deer energy that is guiding us within all of this, being kind to ourselves, being kind to the other within these communications, intimacy, bonding. What is that? Sensual, confiding. Yes, we want that. Yes, we do want that. We do want that, okay? Oh, and you know what? Before I shuffle, I just had to catch this, and it's rejection. The energy of rejection. So I abandoned, dismissed, irrational fear. I feel like, I think I said that at some point, that, you know, Venus and Aries kind of came to help us assert. But I think that a lot of the times, I mean, it is hard. It doesn't feel good to be rejected, you know? It just doesn't. But it's part of the beautiful process of being a human, because rejection is really redirection, okay? If someone rejects you, if someone says no to you, it's probably because it's not the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, when it's the Two of Cups, it's going to be reciprocal. Remember, that real Two of Cups is going to be reciprocal. The Two of Cups, you know, unless there's other, I don't know, let's not even go there. But if there is a fear of rejection here, okay, I just got a little trickle in. Divine Feminine. Oh, Divine Feminine. And yes, the moon is Divine Feminine energy. If you're gonna have a conversation, you know, like, if you have a conversation where you have to reject an offering, this is guiding you to do it with grace and kindness and compassion and softness, to be soft, like you're handling a baby, because you just never know the state of people's hearts and minds. And so you're going to want to be very kind, okay? if you are holding back because you're afraid of being rejected, you're being asked, the deer energy, to tap into that divine feminine energy and remember who you are. And that rejection it's not really communicating anything about you not being worthy. It's not communicating anything about you not being good enough, not being of value. The only thing that rejection communicates with you is that that's not the place for you, honey. Okay, that's not the space for you. That's all that it's communicating. Okay, so but you're at some point, whatever this moon is illuminating, most likely will have to be communicated. Beauty, charming, graceful, kind-hearted. Another confirmation of that deer energy, the divine feminine. Okay, your true Two of Cups will always, see you, not always, but, like that Two of Cups is going to appreciate, I should say, will always appreciate you in your beauty, no matter what, you feel like. And it will make you feel lighthearted and graceful. Thinking, missing you, craving, desiring. Oh, I see. Okay, so I think that this Page of Cups that wants to come in to offer this is thinking about someone's beauty, someone's kindness. They're missing that energy of the divine feminine. I did get the loyalty card here with the little golden retriever. I do love me a little golden retriever, I'll tell you that right now. I think a golden retriever is like, that's really sweet energy, I like that. Loyalty. What else? Is there anything else? Ooh, we're nearing 30 minutes. But that's okay. It's a full moon in Scorpio. It's a special reading. Did I even finish my thought about the Page of Cups? Because I felt like it was the Page of Cups. These cards landed right on top of that. Oh, interesting. Okay, so there is conflicted feelings coming up here. And again, I think they have something to do with rejection, with the fear of rejection. But I also see the beginnings card here, okay? Try again, new direction, start over. What did I say about rejection again? It's only redirection. So conflicted, there's decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices, very interesting. So there's some energy of, maybe having other things on the plate, I guess, which is now I'm a little confused in this reading, because it's like, or maybe they think that the Page of Cups, the one that wants to make this offering, feels like the person that they're offering to has a lot of choices. Could be that. Try again, it says. Beginnings, try again, new direction, start over. Past life is the last card that we get here. So Two of Cups is very much that past life love, It feels like that person, you guys just kind of go. It just goes, It flows and it goes, and you never know, and you'll never know, and you'll never know if you don't frickin' say something. King of Swords, Page of Cups. You can't just stay thinking about this and thinking about the possible rejection. If you get rejected, it'll sting a little bit. It'll sting a little bit. You'll think about it a little bit. You might ruminate a little bit. But that's why it's good to have therapists, you know, coaches. You can get a reading. Actually, you can get a reading with me at keepthechannelonlove.com and have a much more personal reading as well. All right, last for real now, last cards, because I want to just close out this energy. I feel like I can't just leave it like this. So thank you so much for hanging out with me up until this moment. If you're still here, thank you. And thank you for letting me read to you. How sweet. Okay, so transformation, trust, release the past, transformation. Oh, courage is transformational. Courage is transformational. Transformation is courageous. And again, I told, you know, I mentioned that other reading from the TikTok account, from the TikTok collective, that we started with the snake over there, transformation. So, and it was also 2 of Cups energy. So definitely a transformative conversation, clarity, questions. In order to gain clarity, you must ask questions. If you're confused, that's a great place to be, because you're about to learn something. You're about to receive some information when you're confused. You just have to open yourself up to it. Okay? Neutral observer, clarity, shine, cleanse. I like that. I like that I wrote that for clarity, because I feel like in order to get clarity, you need to be clean, you know? So with this full moon, maybe do a cleansing ritual, salt bath, some kind of water cleanse, maybe do a fast as well to get that clarity that you need. Breathe, rhythm, breath work, correct breathing calms the nervous system, I put here. So I think that, you know, any challenging conversation is going to trigger our parasympathetic nervous system. But if we're able to go into it prepared to, you know, have the capacity to readjust our nervous system by breathing a little more deeply, you know, and giving ourselves space, you know, to be able to go into this with a calm demeanor, deer energy, okay? Nature, remember to bring into yourself into balance, nature. Because out of balance, it's concerned and protective. In balance, receptive, compassionate, and nurturing. And that is the overall guidance for this full moon in Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here with me right now. I really appreciate you. Please like and share and follow me if you like my readings here on YouTube. And also I'm on Instagram and TikTok as Keep the Channel on Love as well. All right, I'll see you very soon for another reading. Take care and have a beautiful full moon.